Good morning, all you folks out there in YouTube land. Thrash Pondo here with a new news update for the channel. And don't worry, folks, that'll be far more interesting than it sounds in any way. First of all, before I get too far off topic, I want to make sure that everybody remembers to like, subscribe, forward, and the yadas and the blottas. And with that out of the way, now we'll move forward. Okay, so here's the situation, folks. I got some big news for my channel. As part of some other obligations that I've committed to, I have signed up for Are You Sitting Down? An actual authentic computer course. That's right. I'll be just in time for the 21st century and only one quarter of the way in. The course actually starts middle of next month, and it's a 2-month program, and I guess it's really intense. And by the time it's done, I should be able to do all the things I've been promising you folks I want to do with my videos. In fact, I got a question for you while we're on the subject. Would you folks find it to be entertaining if I went back to some of my backlog earlier posts and updated them to, well, be a little more polished, maybe adding some photos and some graphics and all the stuff that my fellow YouTubers do that makes their posts seem so much more professional? Anyway, you let me know in the comments below. While we're on the subject, some big news not related to my channel, but even more important. Our good friend from the golden age of TV, Pat McCormick, is back online, and more happier I could not be. Also, just as a reminder, I'm sure anyone who's on my channel already knows this, but you guys got to stay on top of Dave Sundstrom's channel and BK on the Air, Barry's channel. Barry puts out some amazing podcasts. It's basically his radio show, only with vintage commercials instead of the more contemporary ones, and it's an absolute blast. They cover various topics. He and Alan they're a joy to listen to. And again, Dave Sundstrom, Dave, I absolutely loved your retrospect on fembots with their evolution. Oh, one step further, I've always felt they kind of went back to Westworld. Although my dates on that might be a little impaired, but I thought Westworld with the whole thing that was the origins of that. But anyway, most importantly, if you folks haven't signed up and subscribed to Retro Nerd Girl, you absolutely have to. She's been putting out amazing content for years now. Some absolutely amazing sci-fi retrospectives, but she's doing live chats now, and they are so much fun. They're She gets even more people than I do. You're gonna have to let me know what your secret is at some point, RNG. And she just has some amazing topics. She did one on kids cartoons. It's actually gonna be part one. There's gonna be I bet there's even more than two parts, to be honest with you, when all is said is done. But she goes back to the really until the post-war years, up until more recent decades. But her posts are very interactive, much like mine, only she has a wider scope, and just they're so much fun. I was watching it in replay. Sadly, because of some current commitments, I'm not as available as much as I want to be in the whole YouTube live chats when they're live. But I watch them all in replay. And again, if you haven't signed up for Retro Nerd Girl, please subscribe. She's been putting out some absolutely amazing material. Now, as far as my absolutely amazing material, I will still be putting out content in the over the course of the next couple of months. I'm going to hold off on some of my more extensive projects until I can do more with them. Like, for example, Tom, you've been asking about Wizards for some time now. To do Wizards justice, I have to be able to give graphics, and I won't be able to do that until I complete this course. So, for those of you who want more extensive projects, bear with me. If you have any suggestions that you want to see, again, comment section down below. And yes, I do have a Sunday live chat. From now on, my live chats are going to be on Sunday, at least until further notice. It's just the only day of my schedule that's really freed up. This Sunday, April 16th, I actually checked the calendar this time, 16th at 7:30 Thrash time, I'm going to be doing a symposium on vintage children's Saturday morning TV shows. not just cartoons, live action ones fit as well. Anything you guys want to talk about? I noticed a lot of you got up some great topics on Retro Nerd Girl. I'd love to expand and extrapolate off that, but I'm going to be doing some original content. There will be a trivia game, and again, nothing too obscure. I actually love a challenge. Oh, also, by the way, I found this in the bridge. It's of course Godzilla, as I'm sure you know, but they were talking about Godzuki from the Godzilla cartoon, 1978, I think it started. Godzuki was effectively a small version of Godzilla, and he was basically the comic relief. And for some reason, he could fly. Not well, but he could do so. So this is probably going to be my screenshot for the Saturday morning show, even though the Godzilla cartoon was only a very, very minor strip in that zeitgeist. Oh, and one other thing, by the way, going out to my friend, the unapologetic geek, and again, I find it hard to believe anyone who's watching me is not familiar with him and hasn't liked and subscribed to him as well. But if you haven't, do so. His series on the Outer Limits is absolutely not only is it outstanding, it's even-handed. He doesn't simply say, "Oh, I love them all," like I do with the Twilight Zone. No, he breaks them down, and the ones he doesn't particularly like, he lets you know. Not to mention, he's been doing some other outstanding uh, retrospects on other sci-fi films and whatnot. And of course, don't forget, we are slated, both Lance and I, to join him next Sunday. I want to say at 1 p.m. Thrash time for another one of our patented live chats. Keeping their fingers crossing. But anyway, Tug, this goes out to something that you just thank you, Attila. That'll be all for today. Tug mentioned something about uh, martial arts rabbits on Facebook, and I figure what better way to chime in than every bunny was kung fu fighting, and a belated happy Easter to all, and to all a good night. Because anyway, that's all I got for you today. I think I've rambled endlessly long enough. I will see you folks all Sunday, or I'll be terribly, terribly hurt. And until then, be good, be safe, and be careful. And I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow evening at, of course, 7:30. Peace.